In this video, we'll create controller for post and for photo. But before that, I want to talk about a few other things. I want to talk about HTTP request method for RESTful API. So there is find method, get, post, patch, put, delete. So you use get when you want to get one or multiple objects, and you use post when you want to create an object. Patch and put pretty much the same, use when you want to update an object, and delete when you want to delete an object. And these three require ID of the object. And the next thing I want to talk about is Rails control action. And the standard RESTful way is contained in 6 action or method: index, show, new, create, edit, update, and destroy. So you index when you want to list all the objects, and show when you want to list one object, and new, this will show you a HTML form to create new object. And create method is an actual method to create new object. And the same with edit, will show you a HTML form to update an object. Update is an actual method to update an object, and destroy will delete an object. So for example, I have this route, get, post, ID to post, show. Well, this will show action, take the post ID and display. This is a get method and a show action. But what if I want to list all posts and create posts? So I have to write for route for index, show, new, and create. So instead, I can just write simple like this: resource, post only, index, show, new, create. And that's what we're gonna write in our round. Copy it, okay, and config rb and paste in here. Okay, actually post in here. Actually, we don't use a new route because we have a form in the index page already. So what about photos? Post has many photos, and photo belong to post. So we could use nested resource like this: do resource photos only create. So with nested resource, every time you interact with a photo, you need a post ID. Just like photo is a child and it needs parents. So for more detail, you can go to guide.rubyonrails.org routing, and they have a very nice table, very nice example to explain about resource and nested resource as well. So make sure to check it out. Alright, save it and close this file. And next we're going to working on the model. And what we have to do is about user model. And in here, let's write user has many posts and dependent destroy. So user has many posts, and when user is deleted, and the post is deleted as well. And so do with post. Post has many photo, and when post is deleted, photo is deleted as well. Save it. So now let's working on the controllers. So open app controller and let's create a new file. Post controller.rb. Now let's write a class. Controller inherit from application controller. So first we have action for index, and here we'll use post. The first, and we'll get the first 10 posts. Include photos. So includes here is an advanced feature to prevent N+1 query. But for now, you could just remember that include will join table, which has association but much more efficient. And post not new. Just write with me. Later I will explain with you. And the next action is for create. Post current user the post will post parents if post save and if parents image h do image and post not photos not create image img and redirect to post path flash notice save else for flash alert something went wrong. We will redirect to post path. And next, I'm gonna write a method for show. But first, let's write before action find post only show. You guess what it does? Def find post and post dot find by id parents id return if post less danger post not exist redirect to root path. And we have another method for post parent. Parents require post permit content, and we have to authenticate user before they go to any of these methods. So before action authenticate user, save it. Actually, let's save this file. Save it. Okay. So now let's working on the view. Open view and create a new folder. Post and create new file inside. index.html.erb. And let's write a simple form to create a post. Form for post HTML multi-part true do f and f label content class control label content class text field. File field tag image type file multiple. Later I'll explain overview. Submit class btn default. So next we're gonna write a simple code to display all the posts and its photos. Post.h do post and post.content post.photo h do photo and image tag photo image URL standard and save it. And now let's have a test. So go to post so you fill the form and choose some file. You can choose multiple file. Like if you upload, you can choose many photos, something like that. And hit submit. Yeah, things work perfectly. So how things work? First about the form, or this form. We use form for, and form for is a real form helper. So you don't have to write a long HTML code, and the form helper will generate HTML code for you. And in this form you have content for posts and image file for photos. So open your developer command, click here. So here you see that you have the input for content and for image. So the form for helper will translate to HTML code. And when you hit the submit button, the route will handle the request and send to the controllers. So first in this create function, it will run current user post.build. Oh, actually I forget to write code for a show function. Oh, later I will write them. And about this build function, the build function will create a new record. For example, open console, open Rails console, okay, and type user.first. For example, this is the current user, .post, .build, and enter. It will create a new record by using user.first.post You don't have to specify user ID for a new post. You see that you have everything new, but you have user ID is free. You have user ID already. So build, receive, post params, and post param is a method. And inside here we use require and permit. This is called strong params. It only uses this listed params. For example, when you update user, hacker add the params, for example, is admin true, and if we allow that params, and that will be very dangerous. So using these strong params, those params will be ignored. Then you call post.save to save to the database. If post saved successfully, we will loop through each param image to create the photos. And after everything is done, you redirect, meaning that you go to post path. This is the index one. You go to this function. And if post failed to save, any post failed to save, it will flash error message and also return to the index page. So that's about create. And you might see that if you inspect on this element, you see that this link of the image is actually stored on the cloud, stored on Cloudinary. And when you go to post, you go to the index page. So first you get all the first 10 posts and create a new empty post for the form in the view. And for show, just write simple like this: photos post.photos. We didn't use show yet. We only use index and create for now. And I haven't mentioned about this type variable. So what is the difference between this post and this post? What's the difference between two of these? So post, this is a local variable that only exists within current block. That means only inside this function. And this post, this is instant variable. And it's available to all methods within the class. So in controller, declaring instant variable makes them available to your view. So in index, in the view, you can call post and post from the controllers. And by the way, when you display the image for each post, you use photo.image. This image actually photo uploader objects. So you get the URL and with the size standard you want. And for more size, you can go to uploader, photo uploader, and you can call its version like standard or thumbnail, or can you define many other versions, any size you want. Alright, save it. And the final things I want to talk about is this before action. For example, before you run to the show action, you will go to the 5 post action first. So in the 5 posts, you will find the post, literally. And then if you find a post, you return. So notice that in this, you return nothing because you create an instant variable already. So as I said before, with instant variable, you can access it in all methods within the class. So in here you can return nothing. And if you don't specify only, so you mean that you will run before action on every method. Which is makes sense that when you run into any of these, you need that user to be authenticated or logged in. So that's all for this video. See you next time.